Close my door because my wife on the phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Cool McCain. I am joined by the dude who has not sent me the shirt he has on yet, but I ain't gonna even get to that right now. Me and him will talk about that later. It is your boy Cool McCain. Another episode, Eagles Elite Podcast. We took that Christmas sabbatical last week, but we back. We in the building, all the good stuff. Another episode. So since we have been with you good people, a couple things have happened, right? The Eagles finally won some games, clinched the division, and now we headed to the playoffs with the very outside possibility to get the number 2 seed. When I say very outside, I mean like you way down the street from the crib outside, but you still possible. We're gonna get into that. But before any of that happens, we got to get hype, we got to get tight, and we got to get right. So just a little bit extra, little oomph. We're going to get real quick. And y'all know how we do that. Let's do it.
The kick is away, and the kick it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. We just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin!
All right, good people. We back in the building. It's cool. It's my man Benny Boom.
What's going on, peoples?
We're here to talk to y'all about what's going on with the best team in the NFL. And I'm going to say that, number one, because we already reigning and defending Super Bowl champs. But number two, because I'm a fan of the Eagles. That's how I go. As y'all see the background still there, still pissed, but not as pissed. I'm a little less pissed, but still pissed. And we're going to get into that. But before we do, Benny, any Eagles updates you got for us, sir?
Well, as you know, starters. Some starters has been pulled, not all starters. Won't be playing Sunday, which is I'm gonna say it's okay. I'm okay with it because need to rest some guys. Everybody know that the long snapper has been re-signed to the practice squad, so he should be back. He should be active this Sunday because you can't go into a game without your long snapper if you don't have one in hand. That's all I got. That's all I've been hearing all day. Basically, the whole chat was about should we play our starters? Should we sit them? Lane Johnson is not playing, which is fine. Give him another week to rest that foot. That's basically it, bro.
Well, so for the sake of time, I'm not gonna really get into a couple of other minuscule things. I won't say minuscule, but a couple of things that we'll have plenty of the time to talk about later on down the road. But I will say that Jalen Carter says he's feeling the best he's felt all season. That is very important because we're going into the playoffs. I think that we do have an outside chance to have a top 2 seed, right? Worst case, we're going to be third. More likely we'll be third, but I like to, getting up to number 2 makes a big difference. We won the Super Bowl from 2 seed last year because then if you can knock the number 1 out, you can have home games all the way through. And if you have to play the number one, you wouldn't have to play them until the NFC Championship game. But, last year we rested starters, and I feel like a lot of Sirianni's decisions about a lot of different things are based off how things went last year with a different team and a different coordinator. Not too thrilled about that. I personally feel like guys need to play. Because at the end of the day, there's some guys you can see it, and it's still early in the week, so there's still time for more guys to see it. So, my thing is we need guys out there playing, especially on the offensive end, because truth be told, last year at this point, offense was in sync, rocking, rolling, ripping. This offense is not. So this is kind of the story. We don't have everybody. We're not playing as well as we normally play. But we're going to sit guys. Is that really a smart thing? I cannot speak for anybody else, but I empathetically believe wholeheartedly that it's not. Last year, everything was wrapped up. I know there's the concern of injury, but at the end of the day, when you have a chance to move your seating up, I think you should take that chance. But we all know that Nick Sirianni has a certain way that he likes to do things, and if it doesn't go with the way he likes to do things or what he believes to be the best way to do things, he's not gonna make any changes. But that'll be a long conversation one day. Long conversation.
Very long conversation
to unpack about that. I know that Benny, along with our other normal co-hosts, are not necessarily happy about how that's been playing out. But hey, one of the things is it's still all good. Because it is all good.
I say it like this. We playing a divisional champ.
Right, responsible, man.
You know what I mean? Playing and they kind of pissed. And, these are some dirty players on that team. So here's a chance for them to have the opportunity, take cheap shots, try to injure someone, so we won't, achieve our goal. Just because they didn't achieve theirs, so now they only goal they have is try to make sure we don't achieve ours. I think Frankie Lugo, dirty player. Dirty player. The only player on that team that I give respect to, especially on that defense, is Wagner. He plays the game right.
Shout out MCAP931. Says, just want to wish you a happy new year. Tom Grassi suggested you weeks ago. Take care. Appreciate that, MCAP. Hey, if you have any people that you know, Philadelphia Eagles fans or sneak haters that like to just linger around and find out what's happening, tell them to come on over here and holler at us. And hey, feel welcome to sit in, learn a little bit about the Eagles anytime that you want.
Exactly.
So here's what we're gonna do today, y'all, because y'all know I have things in place, but then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna do this and this and all that. We're gonna follow things a little bit though. So, 2 games to talk about. Benny Boom. 2 weeks ago, the game that I was present for. Cold as I don't know what. Philadelphia Eagles in Landover, Maryland, at the previously known as FedEx Field. The name has changed, but we're just gonna go previously known as FedEx Field. I'll say one thing. Commanders fans are very entertaining to me, and I'll tell you why. Every year except for last year, in about the last 7-8 years I've been to the game. Every year at halftime, Washington Commanders fans, like you go to get that stuff, they just talking all kinds of trash, talking straight cash money. And almost every year at the end of the game, they're mad because we beat them. So this year, normally I just be all right. So this year, I'm walking up to get snacks. And guys like, oh, Philly, what's up, blah, blah, blah. So I just pat him on the shoulder, like, hey, game ain't over yet. It's only halftime. Oh, someone was salty. A couple guys said, yeah, because y'all going to lose another half. I said, it's only one game. And we didn't play that good the first half. We only played good half of the game. So there's that. So, a little back and forth kind of fun. And, of course, we come back. We beat the Commanders. So I made sure I left a couple of minutes early to go to the bathroom so I could go by those seats where those dudes was at. But miraculously, they had all left. How could that happen? I will say this. There's a lot of different fan bases that we play. A lot of them talk trash. Even the Cowboys, right? They talk trash. But when they lose, if you had a game against Cowboys, Giants, when they lose, they hang around and they take it back. Them Commanders fans was up out of there. You hear me? They was up out of there.
They go back and hide in the crack.
They was done. They was running. They was like Juvie said, run for it. But the only thing I really want to say about the game, and then I'll turn it over to Benny, is it follows a typical Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders flow. We don't do a fantastic job as a fan base of not supporting. You're like, what are you talking about? What I'm saying is we travel well. We don't do a good job of not supporting. We support. Get to the stadium, all you hear is E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. And then fly, Eagles, fly. Like before the game's really hype. A lot of Commanders fans, they was commanding or something. Commanders, I forgot what they were doing, but they have their own things, they say. And but the Eagles fans definitely, I took some pictures, and the Eagles fans, you would see a lot more green than you did, the Commanders. Not saying that they didn't have anybody there. I'm not trying to act like it was like 80% Eagles fans and 20% Commanders fans. It's probably about like 60-40. But you saw a lot of green. And I like that because it shows that we travel well. And I was at the airport talking to a guy that was a Ravens fan. He's like, man, y'all travel, boy. He said, boy, y'all fans do travel. So, no matter what's happening with the team, the fans support, the fans travel. A lot of times you don't get the quality of product that you should from this team, but we still travel and support. And I like that for us because as a fan base, you can't only do things if things are going well. You got to be able to say, you know what, things ain't going well, but I still ride with these boys. And I feel like for the most part, we get that on some level from the vetted fan base. But Washington actually was hanging in with us with Mariota, but when Josh Johnson came in, it was over. I mean, I was like, it was over. The moment he walked on the field, I'm like, oop, trouble. So another game that we should have, another thing that we should have probably took care of earlier, another team. But hey, a win is a win, especially according to Nicholas John Sirianni. What's your thoughts on the Commanders game, Benny?
I'm glad you made it up to the North Park, brother. Even though it was Landover, not Philadelphia. Glad you made it up. Marcus, if he wouldn't have got hurt, that game would have been really competitive. Because if you know it, every time we played the Commanders, they play us hard.
Yeah.
They really play us hard. It's like I think it's more of a deeper rivalry with them with us than it is them with the Cowboys or the Giants, because they play us hard. But, like I said, if Marcus Winter got hurt, I think that game would have been more competitive, which I would have loved to see. But when he got hurt and Joshua came in, all I can say was deja vu. That's like when the last time, Josh Johnson saw the Eagles, he was on the Niners. And that in the end game with that. But that was a good game. I saw some good things in that game. I love the way our defense played. I'm all about my defense. The offense was on point. I love the way the offense was off of the game plan was. But the best thing about that game, I saw some balls. And I ain't talking about the football flying in the air. I'm talking about the fight where everybody stood up for one another as a team. That's the first time I saw the Eagles have each other's back all season. All season. I gave Tyler Steen the up. He earned the up some respect with me that game because he stood tall. He took on 5-6 of them. Backing up his teammate. Who was it? That was what's the receiver name? Number 80. Because he was in the mix. That was a good game, man. I mean, I wish we could have blown them out like we did Raiders, but hey, it's a good game. Very good game. And I don't know who was calling the plays. Everybody keeps saying it's Kevin Petula. Everybody's saying it's Kevin Petula and Nick. I don't know who it is because I seen some empty backfield type of plays and they kept the defense off balance. I was cheering so hard at home, man. I couldn't believe that this was the Eagles offense that have been struggling all season in the second half of games or one half a game. But we shall see.
All right.
But kudos. My weakest link of that game?
Yes, sir.
I would still have to go with Cam Jurgens because there was some plays that he took off a lot of plays. I don't know if he's hurt cool or because I can't say he forgot how to block. But I'm thinking he's hurt and he don't want to say that he's hurt. So he was my weakest link of that game.
Well, Cam Jurgens has been having problems all season, sir.
But he should say something, man. He should like, look, I can't go.
What player says they can't go?
I would. Shit. At the end of that, if it's your back.
If you would say you can't go, that's why you're not in the NFL, sir. Those guys want to play no matter what. It's going to take – it requires the coaching staff, the training staff to say you can't go. You cannot leave it up to the player or they're always going to play.
Well –
and that's the issue. Cam Jurgens should be sitting because he's been having back issues since the Super Bowl last year, since the playoffs actually last year.
Right.
So you have to sit him, and they're not doing that.
Well, somebody got to save him from himself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's not happening. We know what's wrong with him. Everybody knows it's bad. But it takes leadership. Having somebody in the room that can pull you aside and say, "Hey, Cam, come here. Look, man, I know you want to help the team, but you can help us by sitting until you're healthy."
Exactly.
But again, my weakest link is going to be Nick Sirianni because of things like that. While the game was called better, it still was not a dominant offensive performance from pillar to post. We are now going into week 18. We've only seen the Vikings game and the Raiders game, if I remember correctly, as the two dominant performances by the offense. Some other games were solid, but dominant performances. So let me tie this back. He's my weakest link. He's probably going to be my weakest link no matter what happens in that week 18 too. Simple reason is you're going to be sitting guys when we're not even functioning properly as an offense. We're not even hitting on all cylinders. But you're sitting guys. And the biggest issue is when we pull out wins off of these poorly played games, this dude feels like he's a genius. And that's why we get the same situation again. So, yeah, he's my weakest link. But I will say, with no shade, we did look better in that game than we have looked for most of the season. A lot of it could be just what's happened with the Commanders and where they're at now. But, we should have been able to put up more points, like you said. But, yeah, it is what it is at this point. Now, your elite performance from the Commanders game.
The defensive line. The defensive line has took it up another notch. And with that game, because JC wasn't playing, but we still had Davis. And it seemed like he had held it down ever since JC has been out. Everybody's playing, everybody's doing their job. I love the rotation of the D-line, the pressure we're getting. And Brandon Graham, that guy, he's for his age, and he coming in late in the season, already got 3 sacks. I'm just amazed on how Vic get these guys believing in themselves, amped up and ready to go. So the defensive line will always be my elite player of the game.
I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley having a good game, emerging, helping out with the run, which I think was a big part of us getting the win. The games that Saquon is able to do what he does offensively and help out, those are the games where we always look better. There's not even like a discussion about it. Saquon and Tank Bigsby having a good game, that just opens up so many more avenues for the offense. They haven't been explored properly, but the avenues then open. So definitely for me, it's Saquon. There's so many other ways you could go, but I'm going to definitely go with Saquon because I feel like he's the difference between kind of where we're at now and what we were doing last year. All right, so we're going to move on. Buffalo. Your thoughts on the Buffalo game, sir?
It was booty. First halves were great. That first half was great. A lot of wrinkles in the offense. They kept the defense off balance. Jalen was threading the needle. I loved it. I love to see I love to watch that offense flow like that. The defense, lights out. Lights out. When I can't recall the last time I ever saw a defense shut out the Buffalo Bills for a whole half, even into the third quarter, in years. In years. And for what was being said, that do you think the Chicago run game did something to the Eagles defense? Now you're going up against the number one rushing offense in Buffalo. Okay, yeah. We shut it down. That defense, if it wasn't for this defense, man, I don't know where we would be. But I give kudos, man. That defense, man, every week they stepping up. They keeping us in games. But when that second half came, man, the offense, I don't know. I love the play calling in the first half, but the second half it was booty.
So I'm going to be honest. I don't feel like we did anything fantastic in the first half. I just feel like we executed solid plays. Got to the second half, and Buffalo made adjustments on the defensive end, and we did not. Excuse me, I'm still a little under the weather. It's hot and cold. It's not working right with my allergies and all that. I think that
coming up here.
I think that the issue is we're trying to do the same thing in the first and second half. When plays work, everybody says, the offense looks well, we're moving the ball, we look good, blah, blah, blah. When me personally, I just feel like, I'm not saying that we're not doing a couple things different, but I just feel like we're doing things in the first half. They're working. It's cool. We get into that second half, we're not making adjustments. Other teams are making adjustments, right? Other teams are saying, okay, this is what the Eagles did against us in the first half. We're taking that away from them. What we're doing, same old, and we're expecting a different outcome. And until we start to implement new plays, do things differently, it's going to continue to be this way. One half is going to be good. One half is not. That's just the honest to goodness truth of what, we're putting on the field right now. Defense, of course, is playing fantastic. It goes without saying, because the defense doesn't play fantastic, we don't win games. There's no excuse for having no yards, no first downs in the second half of a game. And like I said, my issue is with Nick, with Patullo, we're winning. So certain people, they don't see the big picture. You're not going to go in the playoffs and play like this and win. But I don't think Nick is someone who can see that big picture. To me, Nick sees we won the game. What's the problem? So it's almost like you want to win the games because you want to win. You want to get what you want to get. But at the same time, you don't want to win some because you want him to learn. And that goofy clown ain't going to learn. And, I've said a lot. I've said some harsh things in it. But the thing is, I think that's really the worst and the most disappointing. He's not concerned with doing anything different. He says, I'm involved more in the play calling. It doesn't look any different. So if you're involved more in it, how does it not look any different? One good half and one just garbage. Like before, we might at least get a field goal or something, move the ball a little bit in the second half. But this past game, it's concerning going into the playoffs and still having the same things happening. And then we're not going to have the complete starters this week, so they're not going to even get to work on it much. So, it's for me, it's definitely a wait and see. Like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. And the concern is we don't have the people in place, play calling wise. And then we don't have the players in place or the quarterback in place. It's just going to say, you know what? Forget what y'all talking about. That's stupid. We're going to do this. And not having that, either one of those, can be concerning for me. Hey, like I said, we might come out and things might work out well in the playoffs. But based on what's happening, everything's going to be 50-50 in my mind. Just keeping it above. Nothing's changed. Still going to be 50-50. I'll go ahead and give you my weakest link in this game first. My weakest link in this game is whoever is the play caller. Matter of fact, I'll make it even better for you. Kevin Petula and Nick Sirianni could be my co-weakest links. Because whatever the fudge y'all put together for play calling in the second half was the hottest, filthiest, largest, stinkingest pile of poop I've seen in a long time. Who's your weakest link, sir?
I'm going to go with you on the same thing. But I'm going to add Howie in there because you using Jeffrey Lurie's money, got this expensive offense, but you got two idiots running your offense. So I got to put Howie in there.
All right, who is your elite performer of the game?
Coop! Because he was doing something that I love seeing. He's the best tackler on the team. Very seldom that you see him miss a tackle. But the tackles he makes the offender feel his wrath as he's coming. He's smart with it. He dissects the plays and he gets there, right there on the money. And he makes those offenders think twice about coming across the middle, doing bubble screens. I see why that he was voted, and it's well deserved that he went going to the Pro Bowl.
My player of the game is Big JC, Jalen Carter. Disruptor, dominator. Now I'm going to push back on you. Best tackle on the team. And also, with Jalen Carter, his presence changes out. Everything is done against the defensive line. Big JC, he's my player of the game. His dominance was a big part of what we were able to do.
Here's something for you. What was the best sack of the game?
I don't have a best sack. They're all beautiful to me.
You see how fast he got in there? Did you see how fast JC got in there and hit? Oh my God. I ain't never seen him move that fast before. I seen him move fast, but not that fast. And then he had a press conference after the game. And he said That game that they played against them in 23, when he went to go sack him, he didn't wrap up good enough. He said this time he had to make sure he wrapped him up and got him down. I wouldn't want that boy trying to tackle me, man. Now his shoulders is feeling good too. Mm-hmm.
Very true, very true. Your boy going through it over here, but we all good. So next, just gonna take a quick break here, y'all. We've done the 2-game reviews. We're gonna come back, talk about the playoff picture. After the playoff picture, we're gonna preview our game for next week. It's me and Benny. We're not here. We may not be here for a long time. We're gonna be here for a good time. Let's go.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there, seen LA Knight. Oh, okay, then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel.
All right. We back in the building. Talk about a little bit what's happening with the playoff picture. Let's go ahead and start on over here in the AFC. So since we've been on, some more eliminations. Let's get into it. Dolphins have been eliminated. Chiefs are eliminated. Bengals are eliminated. Jets, Titans, Browns, and Raiders. And after their win this past week, i.e. understanding the assignment, something that the New York Giants did not do a good job of, the Raiders now have the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft upcoming. Why does that matter? I mean, to playoff teams and things, it doesn't matter. But if you're a non-playoff team, you're eliminated and you have the opportunity to have the number 1 pick, why wouldn't you want it? Well, that's a question for the Giants because they do not want it. But like I said, now the Raiders have gotten themselves that lovely pick. So just like the NFC, there's only 1 playoff spot available. So let's talk about that first. The Colts have also been eliminated from playoff contention. There's 2 teams left, 1 spot. The 9-7 Colts, the 9-7 Steelers against the 8-8 Ravens. The winner of this game is going to win the AFC North. So Lamar Jackson comes out and plays like the Lamar Jackson we've been waiting for, or we get another one of those turn the clock back monster performances from King Henry. The Ravens win the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers, all they had to do was win last week, and they would have won the division. But guess what? They couldn't get the job done. Benny, my question to you. For the 4th seed, the only seed left open, who wins? The Steelers or the Ravens? Who gets the spot?
Where they playing at? That in Baltimore?
Let me tell you real quick. I don't ever look that up because I don't.
I think it's in Baltimore. Me having love for the Steelers, because it's a PA team. I would love to see them win it.
It's in Pittsburgh.
And with DK being suspended for those 2 games.
Yeah.
A-Rod don't really have that trusting receiver that he had all season. I'm going with Baltimore. I see them beating them because Steelers already beat them. And it's kind of hard to beat Baltimore twice in the season. And it's been a long time since Pittsburgh has swept Baltimore in the season. As much as I love the Steelers.
I have to give you two scenarios. Lamar Jackson's healthy enough and plays. I think the Ravens win. If Lamar Jackson is not healthy and tries to come out there and play or doesn't play again, I think the Steelers win. Here's why. The Steelers are a better team than the Ravens without Lamar Jackson. He's a difference maker. Huntley did not do a lot for the team last week. Derrick Henry put him on his back. The Steelers' run defense is not going to allow that to happen. They're not going to let that man just go off and score bukus of touchdowns on them. So I think having Lamar in the game would be the difference between the Ravens winning and losing, in my opinion. No Lamar, they lose. They got Lamar, I think they win. I definitely feel what you're saying about Metcalf not playing, but you got running backs, right? You got tight end. You got enough guys that can step up and make plays for Aaron Rodgers. And this may be the best thing for him not having DK, because now I can't look for DK. I just have to throw to who's open. So I'm going to go Ravens with Lamar, Steelers without Lamar. We don't know the answer to that question yet, so I gotta throw a caveat in for that one. Try to stay away from too many caveats. I got to throw one in for that. Now, let's get to our other seeds. So we're going to start at the top. Number 1 seed, Denver Broncos. Number 2 seed, New England Patriots. And New England Patriots, you are welcome. Because thanks to us beating Buffalo, you clinched the number 2 seed. So you are welcome. Number 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 5, the Houston Texans. Number 6, the Chargers. And number 7, the Buffalo Bills. So Chargers and Broncos play each other. The Jaguars play Tennessee, and the Texans play Indianapolis. There's a good chance they're going to stay 3-5 just because I think Jacksonville's going to win, and I also think Houston's going to win. So that'll be 12. That'll be 13-4, 12-5. They'll keep things the way it is. But
so Jacksonville is number 3 seed?
That is correct. Here's the question I want to ask you, Benny. What's the most surprising team for the AFC?
Denver.
Why so?
Well, to me, I didn't expect for Sean Payton to have these guys believing so deeply as they are. I didn't know the defense was going to be elite the way they are, because it's because of that defense. It's not Bo Nix and that offense that really doing the trick. The defense is putting the offense in position to score points, giving them good field position. Because if you can see, there are some games that if Bo Nix had to go on long drives, it doesn't happen. They come up with field goals unless there's a breakdown in the other team's defense. But like, I didn't expect for them to be this good.
But did you expect them to make the playoffs?
I expect them to make the playoffs, but the number 1 seed.
So I'm gonna give you mine. Jacksonville Jaguars. Anybody not a Jacksonville fan thought this team was going to be trash juice, doo-doo butter, hot monkey poo this year. And they're 12-4, top 3 seed in the AFC. They're going to have a home playoff game. And Trevor Lawrence looks like the quarterback that we expected him to be when he was drafted. So I think Denver has outperformed expectations, but Jacksonville is supposed to be 10, 11, or 12 right now. And they're 3. In the playoffs, 12, about to be probably 13 wins. So for me, it's Jacksonville. But I hear you on Denver as well. But I just feel like there was no even an inkling of expectation that Jacksonville would make the playoffs, let alone win their division.
True.
So I'm gonna go with Jacksonville just because of that. But again, I don't fault you if Denver is your choice, because I think that's the other team that has exceeded expectations. All right, we're gonna flip over to the NFC. We're gonna do it a little bit differently here. So here's what we got in the NFC. We got an interesting scenario here. I was joking with a guy the other day, giving him a hard time because he's a Panthers fan, but we got an interesting scenario. So the number 4 Panthers play the number 11 Buccaneers in a Saturday night game. Prior to Atlanta winning, this was a winner-takes-all game for the NFC South. Hear me out, though. Now, if Carolina wins, they automatically clinch. And they're the number 4 seed, hands down, no matter what else happens. If Carolina loses, they can still be the number 4 seed, because they would then have an 8-9 record, the same as Tampa Bay. If Atlanta beats the Saints, because if Atlanta beats the Saints, all 3 of them are 8 or 9. The Panthers have the tiebreaker amongst those 3 teams. They'd be 3-1 against those 3 teams. What makes this crazy is I feel like this changed, because I feel like before, if there were tiebreakers, it would go on your division record. But it's just going on the records between the teams. It's a tiebreaker. So maybe I misunderstood the rule before, but that's what I see now. And it's interesting because if the Panthers win, they can celebrate on the field Saturday. If the Bucs win, they can't even celebrate until after the Falcons play, hoping that the Falcons lose to the Saints. This is a very interesting scenario. I know it doesn't happen much. But yeah, you can have 3 teams from the NFC South all be 8-9. And the Falcons basically just be playing spoiler to the Buccaneers. So, Benny, first, your thoughts on that sorted scenario, we're going to call
Damn.
it. And it's all the Buccaneers' fault for losing.
I'm going to keep it real. Because I thought I had Tampa winning this division. But not with the type of record they have now. I thought they was going to run away with the division.
Baker's got to hurt shoulders. his left shoulder. So yeah, he
Yeah, but I didn't, until and then the injuries hit.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, through the season and catching some of these Carolina games, and the only reason why I watch some of these Carolina games, because Bryce Young, he's from Alabama. That's my team. So I got to watch my Alabama, my Crimson Tide players. This coach got these guys believing, and for them to beat the Rams, I don't get doing it was raining that day. That's the best time to play football. Rain weather, snow weather, that's football weather. And I kept saying to people, I'm like, Dawn, what if Carolina win this division? And I got a strong feeling they're going to win this division. So I'm picking them to win this division and beating Tampa on Saturday. And they are my surprise of the NFC.
Well, that's the thing. They don't even have to win Saturday to win the division.
I know. But they still my surprise team in the NFC.
It's a crazy scenario. I mean, obviously,
I ain't never seen those. Oh, yes, I did. Remember that time? It was a few years ago. A few years ago with same division. When all those teams act like nobody wanted to be the top dog for that division. I forgot what year it was.
Okay.
And they always kept saying, at one time, NFC South was a strong division. Then next year, it became a weak division. And then Tampa took over because Brady came in.
I don't feel like the South has ever really been a strong division, personally speaking. But eliminations. Let's go over those real quick. Vikings are eliminated. Lions, Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Commanders, Cardinals, and Giants. So you may be
all of them in Cancun.
You may be wondering why the Falcons are already eliminated. They have a chance to beat a three-way tie. Just because of tiebreakers and everything, there was no way they could win. So that's why they've already been eliminated. Now, they've been winning games since they got eliminated because they were losing pretty bad. So give them that. I'm also going to say I think either the Panthers win the game or the Falcons beat the Saints. So I think either way, the Panthers end up getting in and the Buccaneers end up going home. And honestly, they would probably be better off at home. And I'm going to be honest with you, whoever has the number 4 seed, they're not going to win a playoff game. They're just not.
Did they get a home game?
It'll be a home game, but it does not matter. Whoever they're going to end up playing, either
Green Bay, 49ers.
No.
Right.
Number 4 would not play Green Bay unless they move up.
Number 4 played number 5.
Yeah, so probably the 49ers or the Rams. That's going to be interesting. Now let's go over the teams that are in. Number 1 right now, the Seattle Seahawks. They have a matchup with San Francisco. The winner of that matchup will be your number 1 seed. My surprise team of the year, the Chicago Bears, or the NFC, at number 2 against Detroit. They win, they keep the number 2 seed. If they lose and we win, we would get the number 2 seed. All right. Then, of course, sitting at 3 is the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, the aforementioned San Francisco 49ers. The LA Rams play the Arizona Cardinals, so there's that.
That's a win.
And then the Green Bay Packers go up against Minnesota. Thing with the Rams, you don't know if they're going to play everybody because they can't really move up. They don't have the tiebreaker against the 49ers or the Seahawks. So, well, it will only be the 49ers, the only one that would matter. So, they may not even play their starters, this game. They may be one of the teams that sit guys. The reason I say the Bears is because this was a team that was really bad last year as well. Caleb Wilson wanted Ben Johnson. They got Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson has been a difference maker for sure for this team. I love what he's done. And I hope that he continues this. I hope this is a multi-year thing. Because one of the things with the Bears is they'll have a good year every once in a while, and then they'll just fade back into obscurity. So hopefully this is the beginning of the Bears being just a better team overall. That would be exciting to see. Just to, witness that. Benny, question for you. Who wins the number 1 seed? Seattle, San Francisco. Who you got?
I hate San Francisco.
It's not about who you hate. It's about who you think's going to win.
I don't trust Sam Darnold. But that Seattle defense, man, I'm going with Seattle.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think San Francisco is going to win.
We shall see Saturday.
I would love to be wrong, but I think San Francisco's going to win that game.
And I'm going to tell you,
what you going to
neither
tell me?
quarterbacks wows me.
Well, Brock Purdy should wow you. I'll be honest with you. I think Brock Purdy gets put in the bad category, and it's the same thing that people do to our quarterback.
Right.
He plays.
I mean,
good,
I'm not saying he's not good. He just don't wow me.
but
if Christian McCaffrey stays in the game, I can see San Francisco winning.
Okay.
If Christian McCaffrey have a monster game against Seattle, I see them winning. But it's kind of hard. I don't know who won that first meeting.
I'll say I think certain people put a lot more onto that. When I'm evaluating, look, peek inside the mind of a monster here. I look at how the two teams are playing in the matchups.
Both of them playing at a high level right now.
Right, but the matchups too. The 49ers defense against Sam Darnold and the Seattle offense, and the 49ers offense against Seattle's defense. I, for one, think Brock Purdy is a more than solid quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I can't say great, but he's a really good quarterback. If I remember correctly, I don't think they've lost since he returned. So he's doing something right. And I just think that he's going to have an edge. I think Sam Darnold is going to do what we expect Sam Darnold to do. Got a chance to be the number 1 seed. We saw he did last year, had a chance to do something with Minnesota. Choked away. So I just think Sam Darnold has a great 15 to 16 weeks. Week 17 to 18 playoffs, not so good. So if Sam Darnold can break that, then, things will be different. If he can't, I told you so.
Well, you got to remember this, too. I think that the time that those two teams played, Purdy didn't play. I think it was Mac Jones then.
Right. But what does that have to do
and
with
Mac Jones didn't do too bad because they won some games with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones probably went, 4-1, 5-1, something like that?
They won some games with Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is not Brock Purdy.
No. And but I can say one thing about Kyle Shanahan. He get the best out of his quarterbacks.
He does.
He's just like his dad. Maybe a little better.
I mean, It's all up to your perspective. Who you think is better and all that good stuff. Wanted to save those.
At least his dad got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Fair enough. So Jared Taylor says, "Hell to the Commanders. Take command. Raise hell. Left hand up. Let's fin good. We're about to split the season with the Eagles. Ha ha. Y'all about to get bounced by the Panthers. Hell, baby." So, Jared, let me explain to you how the playoffs work. The number 3 seed doesn't play the number 4 seed, buddy. The number 2 seed doesn't play the number 4 seed. So there is no way that the Panthers would play us, and the Panthers are not winning a playoff game. They are not ready for that. So I know that would make you happy because you're a Commanders fan. As far as our game this weekend, I'll just say this too, Jared. It depends on who plays and who doesn't. We don't know who all's going to play and who's not yet. But you guys have Josh Johnson at quarterback, so I wouldn't be too confident if I were you.
Let me say this to this young fella. Do y'all really think y'all going to come into the Linc in the heart of South Philadelphia and leave with a win? It's not going to happen, buddy.
So definitely wanted to shout him out. Appreciate you tuning in, though, Jared. Definitely appreciate you tuning in. Now, it's that time. There's a lot going on. So I know a lot of people are going to be watching a replay of this because y'all are probably watching the college football playoff game right now, in which my Miami Hurricanes, the last time I checked, were up. And that makes me happy. Ohio State has finally put a touchdown on the board. So it's 14-7 now, but hey, Ohio State, you were never going to blank them. So see if Miami can put some more points up. But back to Philadelphia Eagles. Got a game against those said Commanders, which is why we went through that comment up. Benny, your keys, offensive and defensive, your keys, special teams as well, whatever you want to throw out there, your keys to a Philadelphia Eagles victory in our season finale, Week 18, at home against the depleted Washington Commanders.
My keys to the game: ball control, control the clock, execution, strong defense.
My keys to a victory are very simple. Consistency in the play calling. Enough talent actually being in the game. And of course, we have one that's always going to be the same as execution. So no matter what it's called, if it's not executed properly, it can get ugly. So I'm going to go with, those things as my keys to victory. And my last key to victory, we have to make field goals consistently. It's kind of iffy, back and forth. Sometimes they made, sometimes they're not. So it's kind of iffy.
Yep.
I want to ask you one more question before we get out of here. We play. Let me pull up the schedule. Let's just play into my question. So we play at 4:25. All right. So by the time that we play, there'll be no way to know what's happening with the Lions and the Bears because they have us on at the same time. Try to force the Eagles and the Bears to play their players. I think it would have been more, what's the word I'm looking for here? I think it would have been more interesting. We'll go with that one. It would have been more interesting, better for ratings, to have the Bears and the Lions at 1 o'clock. That would have allowed the Eagles to know we got a shot, play our guys, or we don't have a shot, at the number 2 seed. By playing them together, I think it's going to make it boring because I don't think either team is really going to play their starters. The Bears might, just to try to make sure they, get that number 2 seed. But, it's harder to make that work when you're moving it that way. So my question to you is, do you think it makes a difference to Nick Sirianni if we get the number 2 and number 3 seed?
Well, after hearing I really wanted to hear it, his press conference, does it make a difference to him? Honestly, brother, I don't know what makes a difference to Nick Sirianni because I really don't understand him. But for us fans, that number 2 seed means a lot to us. But I feel that if we had better play calling, better developers on that offense, where our number 2 team offense can get out there and score some points and let our first seed, first string players, get some rest for the playoff, because that number 1 bye is going. And with the number 1 bye, it gives you a chance to rest. So Nick is looking at it like this: since we don't have the number 1, that last game is meaningful. So I guess I can say he don't care. It doesn't matter to him, but it do matter to us, the fans.
I would agree. I don't think it matters to Nick. I don't think it matters to a large portion of the fan base. I think it may matter to some. I don't think it matters to the entirety of the fan base, though, or a large portion of the fan base, because I think a lot of them are just like, oh, yeah, number 2, number 3, still got a home game and blah, blah, blah. I think me and you will say it matters because we understand there's a high probability of the number 1 seed getting knocked out. And if you're number 2, that puts you right there to have the NFC Championship game in your stadium versus having to travel somewhere else for that game. I think we do get that, but I don't think that the average fan gets that. And that's not a knock. I just don't think they do.
Here's something for you.
Now,
what is the scenario of both number 1 and number 2? Say number 2 get knocked out in the first round. Then you go to what? The divisional round? Then the number 1 gets knocked out. And we're still in it. What is that scenario?
That's a very low probability.
Exactly. That's why the number 2 is very important.
But you have to understand that a lot of people will think, well, it don't matter if we on the home or on the road. The Eagles, if they gonna win, they gonna win.
Yeah, I mean they good on the road.
Yeah, so
we have more road games than home games.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the average fan is just like, hey, I don't worry about that because we're gonna do good either way. That's exactly why. We see the get the home field because that way, if you can get the second seed, a lot of times number 1s can't get upset, right, in the second round. But they don't even have to play in the first round. So I think it doesn't matter to Nick whatsoever. And if Nick loses, Nick is going to be shocked because I have to say, sometimes I don't feel my coach is 100% grounded in reality. But that's the realism of who we have as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's not going to change because he's loved by the owner and the general manager. So we're stuck with him unless something crazy happens. Now, we're going to get out of here. But before we go, Benny, any last words, sir?
To everybody who tuned in and to everybody who may catch the replay, all I can say is if we fly together, we die together. Eagles for life.
I want to wish everybody a happy new year. 2026 is right around the corner. Some people, 2025 was a fantastic year for. Some people, it was a tough year for. Some people are in the middle. Wherever you fall, just try to make 2026 greater for us and for the Philadelphia Eagles. That being said, good people, it is never where you start. It's always where you finish. And we out. Go Birds.